Hey yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Derek Branch here. Same discussions on Strikes Over Sports. And today, I want to talk about the latest news concerning the New Orleans Saints, more particular with running back Alvin Kamara. So I guess we finally got I would say, some sort of a closure in regards to the situation. It was reported yesterday that Kamara pleaded no contest to those allegations, those charges in regards to that incident that took place down in the Pro Bowl in 2022 in Las Vegas when Kamara and for members of his entourage beat up that guy that I think it was in the hotel lobby, if I'm not mistaken. Beat the guy down, but um, like a lot of people thought what was gonna happen. Pleaded no contest, pay a fine, pay $100K, $500 fine, no charges. Pretty much getting off right now off of this the situation. Now, that's still a civil court case that has to take place in Louisiana in regards to that matter as well. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna settle out that one as well and pay another fine. So, with that being said, Kamara gets to go to training camp. He doesn't miss any time or anything like that. However, he says he's not guilty. He hasn't been charged with anything. But we know how the NFL roll. So the NFL is going to come down with their punishment. And they don't care if you haven't been charged in court. You know what I'm saying? By law. They always come down with their type of punishment if they feel as though you have violated their off the field conduct policy. Cause I remember this happened with Ezekiel Elliott, and when he had those allegations in 2017, we kept beating him and kept playing those games to where he finally stopped trying to appeal it, and he went in and took his 6-game suspension. So Kamara, so what they're saying is that he's looking at a minimum of a 4-game suspension, possibly 4 to 6-game suspension, based on the typical punishments for players, violating the NFL's off the field conduct, policy, based on the offense they has been accused of. Now, with the NFL, we all know that when it comes to suspensions, it's taboo. Because for this player, for this offense, like, PADs and things like that, it could be a 4-game suspension. If they violate it again, it could be a 6-game suspension. 6 to 8-game suspension. For this, for like what Deshaun Watson did, I believe he got like 8 games in the beginning, and I think they came back and bump it up to 11, if I'm not mistaken, 11-game suspension. But the Watson situation, the Alvin Kamara situation, are entirely two different things. I'm just making the comparisons on how the NFL comes out with these punishments. To me, it just depends on how they feel. And they feel as though, I hear people saying that he did this during an NFL event where, they had a lot of people in town, a lot of people watching during the Pro Bowl, which is, the Pro Bowl event now leads up to the build up to the Super Bowl. So he did this during a time where, a lot of eyes were on the NFL. This happened on a NFL stage and an NFL, backed event. So people thinking that they're gonna take that into account when they decide to punish Kamara for this offense. So You have to think about that as well. But in the beginning, I kind of felt as though Kamara would have at least gotten a 6 to 8 game suspension. But now that he hasn't been charged with anything, and he's only paying a $100,000 fine, and medical bills to the victim, along with on top of a $500 fine. I just think he's probably gonna get 4 to 6 games. At most, it would be 4 games. Anything above 6 games, you might see a Kamara. Kamara might be trying to appeal that, but I don't think he appeals a 4 game suspension or a 6 game. He may appeal a 6 game, but a 4 game suspension seems like the way to go for this punishment. But with the NFL, you never go. You never know. You never know how they feel. And I hate to go this route with it, but this is the Saints. You know what I'm saying? So they always try to, make an example out of New Orleans Saints. You know what I'm saying? But when Kamara suspended, I think the Saints are in good shape at running back. I think they're in good shape at the position. You got Jamal Williams, you got Kendrick Miller. I think both guys will be ready to go. Also, you don't forget about Taysom Hill, the wild card in that situation. But I think the running back position is ready to go. Will be healthy to carry the load. I don't think we see that drop off in production from the position that we saw the last couple of years when Alvin Kamara was out with an injury. So that's a good part. Also, Kamara will be suspended. When he come back, he'll be fresh. So you have 3 really good running backs to rely upon during the middle to latter portions of the season. So that benefits the Saints. That benefits Alvin Kamara. That benefits his workload. So that's 4 games where he's not taking any punishment. He comes in fresh, and hopefully, while he's suspended, Pete Carmichael, Dennis Allen, the running backs will have a fair amount of carries, so that way Kendrick Miller doesn't get overworked. Jamal Williams doesn't get overworked. Taysom Hill gets some touches as well. I think you're gonna have a really healthy running back core down the stretch. But I think the NFL is gonna give him a 4 to 6 game suspension at most. Anything above that could be overboard and could call for an appeal by Kamara. But we'll see how it play out. Still got to settle things in the civil case down in Louisiana. And also, NFL going to come down with their punishment. So who knows when that punishment is going to come about. Training could come about. It could come about during training camp. It could come about during the season. He could be playing. Alvin Kamara could play 4 to 6 games, during the season, and just out of nowhere, hey, we suspend you. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that suspension doesn't come during the time where the Saints need his production in big games where it could determine the division, could determine, playoff seeding, home field advantage seeding if the Saints get to that point of the season. So that's something to think about as well, because the NFL usually is not always cut and dry about these punishments. Sometimes they drag their feet. They think about things. They have other things going on. Other issues come about. This and that. They prioritize, and then they'll let the season go by. The season kick off. You'd be 7 to 8 weeks into the season and be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Alvin Kamara, come here. 4 games, 6 game suspension. So Saints played 7 games, and you suspended for 6, so you missing him during some big games down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about as well. So we'll see how it play out, man. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. How many games do you think the NFL will suspend Alvin Kamara? Also, check out saintsdiscussions.com for latest content on the One Saints organization. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out.